Iridium Communications Inc., NASDAQ, IRDM. Due Diligence Report 1. Company Overview and Business Model. Iridium Communications operates a satellite communications network, providing voice and data services worldwide. The company's low Earth orbit LEO satellite constellation enables connectivity in remote and mobile locations where terrestrial networks are unavailable. Its offerings serve commercial, government, aviation, maritime, and IoT customers. The business model is built on recurring service revenue from subscribers, complemented by equipment sales and government contracts. 2. Industry and market position. The satellite communications industry is expanding, driven by demand for global connectivity, defense communications, and IoT applications. Iridium's LEO constellation gives it an edge in global coverage compared to geostationary satellite competitors. Iridium has positioned itself as a leading provider of mission-critical connectivity, competing with companies like Inmarsat, Globalstar, and emerging players such as SpaceX's Starlink. 3. Revenue streams: commercial services, voice, data, and IoT solutions for enterprises and individuals, government services, U.S. Department of Defense contracts, particularly for secure communications, equipment sales, satellite phones, broadband terminals, and IoT devices. IoT growth: expanding applications in logistics, asset tracking, and industrial monitoring. 4. Competitive advantages: proprietary LEO constellation with global coverage, drawing long-term U.S. government contracts. High barriers to entry due to capital intensity of satellite networks. Recurring revenue model with high customer stickiness. 5. Scalability. Iridium's network has significant scalability as IoT adoption grows and satellite-enabled devices proliferate. However, expansion requires ongoing investment in satellite replenishment and technology upgrades. 6. Financial statement analysis. Income statement. Revenue growth has been steady, driven by IoT adoption and government contracts. EBITDA margins are healthy, reflecting recurring high-margin service revenue. Net income fluctuates due to satellite depreciation and interest expenses. Balance sheet: substantial assets tied to satellites and infrastructure. Debt load remains significant, reflecting capital expenditures for satellite deployment. Liquidity levels are adequate, but leverage is higher than industry averages. Cash flow strong, operating cash flow from recurring service revenue. Capital expenditures remain high due to satellite launches and upgrades. Free cash flow is improving as network investments stabilize. 7. Key valuation metrics: PE ratio, limited usefulness due to fluctuating earnings. PS ratio, more relevant given recurring revenue visibility. EV/EBITDA, useful metric to compare operational profitability against peers. Free cash flow yield, increasing importance as capital intensity normalizes. 8. Growth potential and TAM: expanding IoT and industrial connectivity demand. Aviation and maritime sectors driving new service adoption. Government and defense contracts providing a stable revenue base. TAM, total addressable market, expected to grow significantly with IoT integration and satellite-based broadband expansion. 9. Competitor landscape: Inmarsat, strong maritime presence. Globalstar, narrowband satellite services. Starlink, SpaceX, broadband-focused, potential disruptor with higher capacity. OneWeb and Amazon's Kuiper, future broadband satellite competition. Iridium's niche focus on global narrowband and IoT differentiates it from broadband-centric players. 10. Management and governance: experienced leadership team with a strong track record in satellite operations. Governance practices align with shareholder interests. Stable government relationships enhance business security. 11. Risks. Market risks: increasing competition from LEO broadband providers. Company-specific risks: high leverage dependency on U.S. government contracts. Geopolitical risks: satellite communications may face restrictions or sanctions in certain regions. Technology risks: disruption from new satellite technologies. 12. Dividends. Shareholder returns: Iridium does not currently pay a dividend. Focus is on debt reduction and reinvestment in satellite infrastructure. Its potential for future shareholder returns as free cash flow improves. 13. Insider and institutional activity: high institutional ownership reflects strong investor confidence. Insider transactions are minimal, but should be monitored for signals of management sentiment. 14. Technical analysis signals. Stock shows medium-term volatility, reflecting growth stock behavior. Support and resistance levels indicate investor sensitivity to earnings reports and satellite launch updates. Moving averages and RSIs suggest cyclical trading opportunities. 15. Recent analyst ratings or news analysts remain generally positive, citing strong government contracts and IoT growth. Concerns include leverage and potential disruption from broadband competitors. Recent news highlights expansion in IoT partnerships and continued U.S. defense reliance. Overall investment view, Iridium presents a compelling long-term opportunity in global satellite communications, supported by recurring revenue, strong government ties, and IoT growth potential. However, investors must weigh the high leverage and emerging competition risks.